Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you don't believe it, this actually finally arrived and I got the one to blame it all on for. So this is the Bandit 20 XPT. It's got the Cummins 350 horsepower motor on it. So I've been waiting for this thing for a very, very long time, and it's just the way the world is right now. But I'm excited to actually see this thing here, and I haven't really seen any good YouTube videos on this machine, at least. There's a few here and there just showing its operation, but I kind of want Hunter to give you guys a little spiel on it, and then you guys are going to see a lot more in-depth on my side at least, and kind of go from there. So I'll let you take it over.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So yeah, like Tavit said, we got the 20 XP track style chipper. Pretty standard spec for us here. We got the radio remote control set up on this unit, so all of our track functions and feeding functions are going to be through this remote here. We are on a 308 steel track undercarriage. We've got this set up a little uniquely with every other rubber boot bolted on, so that way we aren't tearing up asphalt but still aren't adding a lot of weight to that track undercarriage. Like Tavit said, we got the 350 horsepower Cummins diesel engine on it. Highest engine horsepower available for this unit, running through this control panel up here. So one of the things that Bandit likes to do, guys, is they like to keep things as simple as possible. So our startup procedure is real easy on this machine. If you have a Bandit chipper before, it's actually the same process. Once that screen goes away and you see all those gauges, you could go ahead, start your machine up and start that startup process. For noise, we'll leave it off for now. So once you get that linked up, you would go ahead, link it up to your remote control, and then you're running all your functions through this remote, with two other ways to utilize the machine, with a tether backup in the box and then manual valve control if those fail. You've got an NACD over center locking style clutch, so you've got the strongest clutch system that you could set up on this machine for that transfer of that Cummins engine. You've got four groove wide belts on this system that's transferring that power directly to that drum, so your maximum capability from that 350 horsepower Cummins on this setup. Real simple machine once you get to know it and get a little experience behind that remote control. You've got all hydraulic functions on your discharge, so you've got your hydraulic flipper up on the end, you've got your hydraulic discharge for your rotation left to right for your broadcasting. One of the beauties of this machine, guys, is obviously if we come around back here, this is Bandit's smallest whole tree chipper, so there is no hand feeding this track chipper at all times. So you're going to be feeding this from a machine, a cabin loader. So with our hydraulic setup, specifically on that discharge chute, you have the capabilities of being in your cabin, running everything at the same time, and still being able to feed at the same time. So if you want to broadcast back onto the property, you can move that chute 270 degrees. We've got our in-feed chain. I was just showing Tavit here. We've got 3 speeds on this chain set up, so we can either spin those at 100%, or you can play with your adjustments to exactly how you prefer for those bigger logs or brush style jobs, depending on what you're trying to set this unit up for. Obviously no control bar on this, so like I was just saying, it's machine fed only. Your forward and reverse would be from your remote at all times. There's no way to reverse that from back here this side of the unit, so never around this in-feed tray while the machine's in operation. Back here, just a couple things. We got our upgraded fuel tank, so you got an 80-gallon fuel tank on it. Again, the every other steel track setup on this, rubber boots, excuse me. Real easy access for all your grease points on this for any of your greasing. So you got your grease points here on your feed system, your in-feed chain down there underneath that unit, as well as some access here for your main drum bearing behind that fuel tank with the step up there, and easy access for that knife housing up top. So when you need to do those, it takes you 10 minutes to do, you're back up and running, sharp set of knives, machine's running at its peak performance.
And how much was the fuel tank capacity?
So you got an 80-gallon tank on this. We're filled to the top, ready to roll right now. Standard, they're going to come in at a 40-gallon tank. We upgraded Tavit here to the 80-gallon tank, so you don't have to worry about that fuel consumption when you're out on a job. This machine, guys, it's coming in at 20,000 pounds, so it is still towable with a Class C license.
That would be a Class A.
Class A, thank you.
Yep.
So Class A license for this unit. Anything bigger, you're jumping up quite a bit in weight.
I think that was.
We could chip it.
Yeah, right.
So 20,000 pounds on this unit. You're kind of a unique unit here because you still have the capabilities of a 24-inch capacity whole tree chipper, but still the accessibility, that's a better word, of this style chipper. So your step down from here would be a 21 XP, which is still relatively closer size, but then you have a control bar on it with no live in feed tray. You go to the 20, obviously, and then your 2290s, your next step up for your whole tree chipper, where you're jumping up quite a bit in weight and in cost, to where this is still able to get into those tight axis jobs. So
exactly. Yeah, and like my entire goal for all this, you know, we're going to be deep down to the forest, and we don't want some absolutely massive machine to be ripping off stuff from limbs and trees and stuff like that. This one is about the height of the cab of the 310. I think, you know, maybe a little bit higher from the chute at least, but it's something you can still see completely around the machine easily. You're going to be at that good height. You're not going to be destroying it. This thing is 102 inches wide. Yeah, so it's the entire width of my trailer, just for reference. It's a very wide machine, so it's very stable on the ground. Looks like a lot of the weight for the most part, so down low. You know, this is something that you can be on hillsides with. Yep. It's not going to be something that's not like for a main landing to be feeding into chip trucks. Even though this thing does have the horsepower, at least, you can definitely feed chip trucks, you know, and be worth your time and money spent. And it has, like you said, the 350 horsepower Cummins motor. As you can see, they use Cummins for a lot more stuff, not like your Chevy over there. I don't see no Duratrashes in these things. Go get me that later. Yeah. Company. Blame it on the company. I mean, overall, like, I just wanted Hunter to give you guys a good little spiel on this thing, and I'll be personally getting more in depth into it. Like when I do have to tighten up the clutch and stuff like that, and the belts, you know, more knowledge I'm able to input, I'll be giving it right back to you guys. And most of the Bandits, I'm assuming they're pretty similar, and maintenance wise, you know, you might have a different motor or different whatever, but for the most part, they're pretty.
From our 12-inch drums up to this 20 XP track chipper, your knives are the same, your belts are the same, anvils are the same. Different style clutches, grease points are going to be very similar between all those units as well. Okay, perfect.
So hopefully whatever I'm able to present to you guys, there's something that you can put on to the machine that you're maybe thinking about buying, or what you already have, or what you're you know, whatever future reference type of stuff. Yeah, and Hunter here from Cowline, he's from Sacramento. Yep. That's where they're out of, and I'm probably 30-40 minutes away from him, like you said. Yep. Up here in the mountains. So they take care of whatever entire region they got to. And honestly, even though it's kind of been, it sucked waiting for this thing for so long, but you know, he kept good communication with me. We all fall off the map once in a while, but again, it was, you know, nothing he was able to, you know, it's out of his hands. Yeah. But you know what, with the patience, this thing is actually finally here, sitting on the property. It's a really cool upgrade to everything. And I know I've been telling you guys, but wait for the big new piece of machinery here, and there it is. So can't wait to start putting some scratches on this thing, letting feed through some logs.
Yes, sir. Christmas in September.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, sweet. Well, I'm going to end it here, and then I'll probably see you guys in a few minutes. We'll continue on to this whole ordeal that we just got started here. So Hunter, thank you very much.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.